Eric Mwathe for the week of May 19th, 2014. Let's take a look at markets here with about 2.5 hours to go before the close. Now, usually I'll have this video sent out to you guys before the market open, but just watching how the market was unchanged in the pre-market, was waiting for more data. So pretty much still unchanged. The biggest mover for now is the Nasdaq, which is up 0.73%, which is good. If we go to the charts, here are some of the things we can look at and some of the things we can consider for the rest of the week, depending on how markets are going to trade. For now, very early in the week, we see that the Nasdaq is pushing above 50 there on the weekly, attempting to reclaim the 10-week moving average, which both could be very positive for the market. If we take a look at the Nasdaq daily, we see that we already found support on the daily, especially finding support on this level here, bouncing off that level, and now trying to crack that 50 level here. Seems to be some type of backtest resistance on this blue line here, which is where we've been stalling recently. As you can see, stalling here, which was that recent high. We stalled here, which is this recent high. So obviously we need to move above that level, also need to move above this declining top line here if the market is going to do well. Of course, for now we can see that we held the downside support line there. So the market is looking healthy, even though we can see we are stuck in this wedge here, and a movement above the wedge or below the wedge might dictate short-term direction. If you take a look at the Nasdaq hourly, you can see that we are struggling again on this short-term wedge on the hourly there. Over the last couple of hours, we've banged heads there, seem to be resistance, and we already saw short-term support on the bottom of that wedge. So depending on which way the market can break out, either push above that wedge for a short-term move or a break below that wedge for a short-term move lower. Also on the RSI, seems to have hit topside resistance. If you take the hourly highs on the RSI and draw a straight line, you see it connects precisely at that point there. So, you know, minute to minute, hour to hour, maybe short pullback here could make sense just because of this price resistance, which is confirmed by the hourly RSI resistance. One thing to keep in mind is that the Nasdaq is holding above 69.10. That's just a sign of strength. If you go to the Dow weekly, we see that for this week, we've been watching for the last couple of weeks, maybe I guess for the entire 2014 session here, anything above 16,478 has always been in favor of the bulls. You can see recently trading pretty much in this general area above the 10-week moving average, which is a sign of consolidation. Nothing wrong with that. Markets can move sideways, which is pretty much what we've been doing the last couple of months. If we take a look at the daily for the Dow, you see that we recently, over the last 3 days, we found support on the downside or the bottom side of that wedge. Today pushing above 50, not the biggest move, but you can see here holding above that 50-day moving average. So anything above that 50-day moving average, anything holding above this wedge here, just means the market continues trading in a you know, we've been trading in this general area here over the last 2-3 months. That continues being the case. Take a look at the Dow hourly, and you can see the Dow hourly, ever since we moved above this level here, so that level there, and I've talked about this many times, this has been, ever since we moved above this level, nice breakout, nice entry point there, market's been higher since then. That turned into support area, you enter there, support area here, entry point there. Recently we bounced off that level, and here we are higher. So to me, the bottom side support objective has been met. So I would expect the market to challenge this recent highs here for now. So I don't see anything that tells me that the market is broken here. So we just keep going with the trend. On a monthly basis, I spoke about the fact that this monthly breakout above 15,698 as of right now seems to have been to be stalling. The Dow is not above 69.10, so that could be a negative here on the market that we need to follow over the next couple of weeks, next couple of days. Now if we take a look at the Dow, let's take a look at the S&P 500 weekly for this week. Now there seems to be a new breakout level for the S&P 500, which is about 3 weeks ago we had a weekly closing high of 1881.14. So this weekly closing high right there about 4 weeks ago was the highest close, and so anything above that is a fresh breakout. So anything above 1881.14 is a fresh breakout level. Right now we are trading at 1882, so that seems to be a breakout attempt on the S&P 500. If that holds, that's good. Also, you can see here on the daily S&P 500 above the 50-day moving average, also finding support on this wedge here, bottom side wedge. So you would expect the market to at least have some stability or at least move higher. On an hourly basis, we are back to this general resistance level here, which has been resistance going back to even these highs here, failed move here, resistance on multiple occasions here, and recently confirmed here, and again we see that it's been confirmed there. So that has turned into an area of resistance. Of course, if the market is going to move higher, it does need to surpass that level and move higher. Also on the hourly, there's 2 levels of resistance, back test of this breakpoint there, and also this line needs to be breached to the upside. So there's resistance short term here and again here, which might explain why the market right now is kind of stalling after making intraday highs earlier this morning. So unless the market can move above those 2 levels, we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave you here with the monthly for the S&P 500, which is above 69.10. So you have to default to a bullish market whenever the monthly RSIs are trading above 69.10. Of course, I'm waiting for some of the ideas that I've been mentioning, especially over the last week, to move higher. Otherwise, I'll keep you posted on new ideas. I think the last one that I posted was GST on Friday, and I noticed today it's higher, so it's breaking out. So let's watch and see how some of these recent stocks are doing. As long as they are breaking out and holding above the breakout levels, and you can see the stock here, this one could still move higher. So you can check the buy point on the Friday premium tweet. Anything above 69.10 could suggest that it could move even higher. It hasn't yet moved above 69.10, but the buy point has been breached here, so this is still a buy. You'd like it to move above 69.10 on the monthly RSI to confirm absolute strength. Eric Moa there. I'll keep you guys posted on any new ideas, so just check your inbox for any new ideas, maybe to tomorrow at some point. Peace and blessings. Woo!